everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Brianna Whiteside, and I create faith, fashion, lifestyle, and finance content. And so if you're here, that must mean that you are interested in one or more of those things. In today's video, I want to talk about what drove my success and what is driving my success now. So let me tell you a bit about me. I am a college professor. I earned my PhD at 28. I'm currently 32, and I am a tenure track professor at a university on the West Coast. I come from a single parent home. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I am an entrepreneur. I am an author. I am a speaker. I am a paid content creator, and I am a brand ambassador for certain brands on social media. If you look at my resume, it is decorated. I've won tons of awards in my life. I am financially stable. I am good. I look really good on paper. But one thing drove that, right? And it's one thing that I want to warn you against. And the one thing that drove my success early on was that I was running from my familial history. I come from a family of single women who are also single mothers. I am from the South Side of Chicago, as I mentioned, and I am from the inner city. My mother was 17 when she had me. We don't come from money. I didn't come from money. I didn't come from a middle-class family. I came from a family that was on food stamps, WIC assistance, things of that nature. So low-income family. And I came from those things, and these were my surroundings. But as a child and even as a teenager, I always knew that I wanted more. I wanted something more. I didn't want what my environment was communicating to me. And so in order to get out of the hood, I decided that I was going to have to go to school. Neither of my parents graduated high school. And so I am a first generation graduate. And I knew that in order to get out of the hood, in order to get out of Chicago, I was going to have to go the educational route. And I did. I always graduated at the top of my class. I graduated, honors. I was in the IB program in high school. I was in the top 10 in high school. Even in college, I graduated magna cum laude, and so I got my bachelor's in 4 years, my master's in 2 years, and my PhD in 4 years. And I, kept going. I kept going to the end because I was running from poverty. I was running from, my family history. I didn't want to be a single mother. I didn't want to struggle. I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I didn't want all of these things, but I really also didn't know what I really wanted. I just knew that I didn't want those things that plagued my family. And so as a result of not wanting those things, I pushed myself into success. I worked my fingers to the bone, yo. I ground myself into the ground to succeed, to the point where sometimes I made myself sick. I wasn't taking breaks. I wasn't, caring for my mental health, which caused me to have an emotional breakdown in graduate school. I was just not I wasn't in a good space, even though my resume was so decorated, even though I got so many accolades and so many people, wanted my life. Internally, I was in an uproar because I was running from my history. Now, some people, when I used to start to share that I was afraid to end up, like the other women in my family, and this is no shade to them. This is actually no disrespect. This is just me saying how I was perceiving them. I was looking through the glass with dimly, right? Looking at the glass half empty as opposed to looking at the glass half full. And when I used to start to mention that I was afraid to do these things, people used to say, Brianna, but you're not a single parent. You're not a teenage parent. You're not this. You did this. You did this. They would try to remind me, but something within me still felt that I was still plagued with those things. Like, yeah, no, they haven't manifested that way in my life in the natural, but something still held me internally like these things can still happen to you. And so as a result of me being worried that these things could still happen to me, I worked myself into the ground and I achieved everything that I wanted to achieve, but I didn't have any gratification. I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied. And I'm like, why aren't you happy? Why aren't you satisfied? Like, when is it, Brianna, what's wrong? What's going on? And it was because I was running I couldn't give myself enough time to really enjoy the fruits of my labor because I was running. I was running. I was so afraid that my history would catch up with me. So I kept running. I kept running. I kept running. And it almost became detrimental to me. And it wasn't until, I want to say, this year where I was just like, you have to stop running. You're not there. You're safe. You're all the things that you wanted to become. Your life has become everything that you wanted it to become. Stop running and rest. Stop trying to get to the next destination and enjoy the journey. And that's a still ongoing process for me, but I'm no longer running. I'm no longer grinding myself into the ground to make it, because the thing that was pushing me was toxic. The thing that was pushing me was dangerous. The thing that was pushing me was, it wasn't even anything physical. It was my own, it's those thoughts that you keep replaying in the back of your mind. They were tormenting thoughts. They were thoughts that were going to cause me to do more harm to myself than good. And I'm so grateful that God really had mercy on me to cause me to come face to face with that, right? Brianna, you're going to have to stop running. And what are you running from? Like when I finally stopped running and I looked back, I was like, there's so much space. There are 7 degrees of separation between your history, your familial history, and where you are. There's so much distance. You have already won the race. So why are you still running? You've crossed the finish line. And, now what I'm learning is that I need to learn how to rest. Ease into my day, not go. Because if I'm honest, that's one reason why I did have anxiety, right? That's one reason why I was so stressed out, because I'm like, I gotta do this by this time, blah, 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 blah. I didn't, y'all. Fear was pushing me. And so now that I'm aware that fear was pushing me, and I'm aware, no, you don't have to do this thing, I am really chilling. Now, I am a hard worker. Now, I am determined and I am driven, but I rest. I rest. I determined this year that I would not work myself into the ground. I determined this year that I would never do those things that I did to myself in the past. I determined this year that I will walk and let God take care of what God needs to take care of, and me handle what I need to handle. And if I'm honest, I've been so much more happier. And so maybe you can try that. Ask yourself, what has been driving me towards the success that I'm experiencing? And also, why don't I feel like this is enough? Okay? Those are important questions to ask yourself, because if you don't know what's pushing you, if you don't know what's continuing to kind of torment you on the subconscious level, you can find yourself in a dangerous place, similar to a dangerous place that I found myself in, and I don't want that for you, okay? So ask yourself the hard questions. Take a beat, take a pause, give yourself the permission to rest, and just practice walking the walk. Don't run. Don't feel like you have to have it all figured out at 30, because I did. Don't think that you have to be married by 25, because I did. Don't think that there's anything wrong with you if you haven't reached a certain level of success, because I did. And y'all, those are lies, okay? So I want you to free yourself and understand that you're where you now. Yes, your life is a sum total of the thoughts and decisions that you have made. But the cool thing is that you get to make different decisions, and you get to think different thoughts, and therefore you get to change your life and the lives of those around you. I hope that encouraged you, okay? So before you leave, I want you to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram, The Book of Brianna, if you like this type of content, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Take care of yourself.